Hello and welcome to Jade Empire. If you don't know what Jade Empire is, it's an RPG by Bioware which I really like, but didn't really do very well, and I want to play it again to maybe see it with a bit less nostalgia. So we're going to just jump right into a new game here and see how it does. Now the game doesn't record very well. I've got it about as good as it can be, so if you see any little glitches, nothing I can do. Oh, sorry about that. So we first of all have to pick a character. This is just basically choosing your appearance. I don't know, why don't we play as this guy? He looks pretty cool. And we're going to customize him a little bit. So the main thing, that reason I want to go through the customizing thing, is you don't get a lot of stuff that you can actually do here, but it does allow you to see what kind of points you have available and what kind of resources you have. Now, when you level up, you don't necessarily level up your power. Your power is leveled up through your abilities, which you level up separately. When you're choosing your points, these kind of manage your resources. So, body gives you more health. Spirit gives you more chi, which you can use for healing and kind of magical activities. You can also use it to attack in certain different kind of forms. And focus is basically what allows you to use your weapons. Also allows you to go into something called focus mode that kind of slows down the game and allows you to better deal with enemies that are kind of fast moving. You can slow things down. You can work out where you want to go in a more real time. If you don't want to just pause combat constantly, you can use focus for that as well. Now I'm planning to do a bit of a magical character, but as this is only resources that we're choosing here, we don't actually get that much magic at the start of the game, so we're just going to go completely into health. We're just going to try and get as much health as we can so we feel very safe, and then when we start to get more abilities that are more powerful, we can start to put stuff into our chi and basically make ourselves more magical at that point. I think it's better to just have the base health though at the start of the game. Let's jump right in. We have to choose a couple of styles, and this is mainly how the combat works in the game. You have a couple of different styles that you can switch between, and each of them will do some different stuff. So we start with Heavenly Wave, and Heavenly Wave is a support style, which starts every single character in the game starts with this, and it kind of slows down other characters. It doesn't actually do any damage though on its own. It's all about slowing other people down, and it sets up combos. Now, this is kind of the main way that you work in combat, is you set up a combo of one ability, then you switch to another ability, and you try and execute that combo. There are also some enemies that can only be hurt by certain abilities and that sort of stuff, but the main thing is trying to get combos off wherever you can. So, it starts you with Heavenly Wave, so it can show you that, and we're going to go for, I think we're going to go for Legendary Strike. I've played with a few of the other ones before, and I haven't used that Legendary Strike. Don't entirely know what's different about this one. I believe all the start abilities are roughly similar in terms of power, so we're just going to start with this. And this is more of the, this is the one that completes the combo. And it also allows you to, I believe that this is what actually allows you to hurt people. This is the main damaging ability in the game that you're going to have. Like, you get other abilities like weapons and things that allow you to do more damage, but this is the one that will be consistent and doesn't actually cost any resources to use. So we're going to just jump right into the game. Yes, the custom character is acceptable. Oh, we have to choose a name first. We're just going to randomize till we see one that we like. Immovable Zawi, Stormcloud Julian, Welty the Wall, Ponderous Zenju, Durable Dushan, Poisonous Yupping. We'll be Poisonous Yupping. Let's go with that. There we go, this seems fine. We'll accept that and jump right in. Okay, so it's going to start us off with a little bit of a tutorial, which is going to show us a little bit more of the combat and show you a little bit more of what's actually going on in the game and what a typical combat might look like. There we go.
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard.
Well, let's play as I think we're going to play as a very arrogant character, but not necessarily an evil character, just one who is very sure of his own abilities and maybe a little bit stubborn. I could blindfold myself, that might even the odds.
For all that, he's trained you to be the best of us. You're not Master Li yet. I would welcome another match with you, though. Let's say one more before we break for the day.
Okay. Yep, definitely. I am rarely beaten, friend.
Let us begin.
Okay. So the first thing that's going to show us is that we can attack with basic attacks. Fairly simple. Just got to hit him several times and we're done with that section. Now it's going to show us how to block, so we just sit here and let him hit us for a while. Now it's going to show you how to get through blocks. So he's going to use his power attack now, which we'll see in a second. There we go. Takes longer to charge but breaks through blocks. We can then heal using our chi, which is kind of one of the main systems here. We can, and now we have to use our own ability to break through his block. Looks very cool. Right. Now, the way that we can evade powerful attacks, we can just walk out of the way, or we can use our jumping abilities to like roll around them and evade some attacks like this. Cool. And now we just have to beat him, which shouldn't be too difficult. Although I have lost this before. Let's get some basic attacks. Yes. He is using his block, but they tend to break it just before you go to hit them with a power attack. So you kind of need to be charging before they start blocking. So you have to kind of predict. Let's start here. Yeah, lots of power, and we'll get him in the face. We got him. Cool, that wasn't too hard.
Did you see? Master Li was watching. He may not show it, but he clearly takes pride in watching the students practice. I learn something every time we meet, proving that loss sometimes is the best teacher. Thank the heavens the bruises are worth it.
Yes, thank you for the bout. See, we're a little bit arrogant, a little bit confident, but we're not going to kind of degrade him and say every bruise is a mark of your failure to learn our master's teachings. We're kind of I didn't notice our face changes when we hover over things. That's kind of cool. But yes, we're just gonna say thank you. We're gonna be kind of respectful, but we're confident.
You are gracious as always. I regret that there won't be much time for such practice now that you've almost finished your training. Master Li told me to pass on that you should speak to him when you have the chance. He said you could take your time, so you need not rush.
Okay. Yeah, why didn't you tell me this earlier?
He specifically told me that it was no rush, so I didn't think it would be vital. Besides, who could turn down a chance to practice with you?
Fair enough.
You have some time to wander the school and talk with other students. Smiling Mountain likely has some of the younger students available if you want to spar. I shall leave you to it. Take care, my friend.
Okay. Chapter 1. Wherein a master foretells of doom, a rival challenges for station, and the past haunts the present. Your training nears its completion in the idyllic setting of Two Rivers. Master Li promises that soon you will know more about how you came to be here, and where your future will lead. All the while, strange tales begin to spread of ghosts that will not rest and shadowy assassins who heed no law. So that basically tells us of the... It kind of foretells a little bit what happens in each chapter. We get that before each one. So we're going to go around and we're going to talk to some people. Not them, they're apparently too busy. Let's head round kind of counterclockwise. Right, what have we got here? Got a book. The Old Tongue, Volume 1. Thofan, or the Old Tongue, was a native language of one of many kingdoms struggling for supremacy before the empire was unified by Sagacious Tian, our first emperor. As the wars raged, constant shifts in territorial leadership spread use of the Old Tongue. By the time Sagacious Tian formed the empire, the Old Tongue was so widely spread that it became the second official language of the Jade Empire. Cool, a bit of background knowledge. Hello? We got student. Don't suppose you have anything to say.
One day I'll reach your level of skill, but not unless I keep practicing with Smiling Mountain.
Nope, you had nothing to say. Let's speak to student Wen.
It is an honor to be approached by the school's most senior student. My mother had high hopes for the school when she sent me here from the capital. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ready to train with others of such skill. Even in the robes of a junior student, I feel a long way from my home in the Imperial City.
Well, why do you doubt yourself? We'll just ask him a little bit more about himself.
I haven't yet settled in. My studies in the Imperial City were far inferior to the instruction you've had. I will just have to work twice as hard to catch up to your level of skill. Even then, it will take a long time to be your match. How long have you studied with Master Li?
Well, just let us see a little bit of our own backstory. So studied with them as long as I can remember, and we've been here as long as Dawnstar. So Dawnstar is somebody who we've been here a long time with. But we're not going to reveal too much. We're just going to say, long enough. It's time for me to finish my training.
Ready to go out and see the world, are you? Well, that makes sense to me. There's a lot of wonder to see in the Jade Empire. I'm sorry. I shouldn't pester you with my questions. Is there something you need?
Well, we'll pester you with some of our own questions. Let's see if he'll tell us a little bit more about himself first.
I'm honored that you should ask. What do you want to know?
What brought you to the school?
The school I attended in the Imperial City was becoming mired in politics, so my mother sent me out to the country instead. Politics is dangerous, she always said.
So what sort of dangers are you facing there?
Oh, I don't know. It just seems like the city is changing. Strange people, strange machines. These are interesting times. I think she just wanted to know that I'd be safe.
What will you do when your training's done here? Will you head back?
That won't be for a long time, but I'll probably return to the Imperial City. Perhaps I'll join the Imperial Guard. It's hard to think that far ahead.
Okay. So, we already asked them this, I think.
I'll answer what I can.
Let's go back to our other questions. So, since you're new, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Master Li.
He's one man and guides his students well. My last school had 2 masters who feuded all the time. It made learning very difficult.
What style did you study in the Imperial City?
At the Black Leopard School, I learned the bare basics of a style under First Brother Kai, but not enough to say I'd mastered anything more than a few core techniques. I demonstrate, but I don't think I even could. Master Li's teachings have been so much more effective that I have forgotten most of what I learned in the capital.
Okay, so he's obviously more skilled than your teachers in the Imperial City.
He is greatly skilled and tutors his students intently. You especially. My school in the city was mired in politics, not an environment that promotes diligent study.
Okay, let's go back to our other questions.
I'll answer what I can.
Okay. So, what do you know about everyone else at the school?
I don't know anyone else who displays the skill you do. Well, perhaps Gao, but he lacks discipline. That is why he still wears the robes of a junior student, despite his ability. Dawnstar would be next, with few able to match her delicate moves. Beyond that, the only other person I know well is Smiling Mountain, the sparring master.
Okay, what do you think of Dawnstar?
I know she is sensitive to things the rest of us can't see. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. It obviously makes her feel different, and that's not right.
Why do you say that?
I think she was given a gift. Unlike responsibility, it may not always be pleasant, but it's something she should be proud of. It shouldn't isolate her.
Do you have any impressions of Gao?
I've seen his kind in the city. He thinks his family's wealth is a substitute for nobility and is angered when others still see him for what he is, a crass and spoiled bully.
Okay, don't hold back. So, what about Smiling Mountain?
He doesn't come close to Master Li's skill, but Smiling Mountain is good for the younger students. He pairs novices with more advanced students so we can learn.
Okay. So have you heard anything about me?
I've heard about and seen your skill, but I haven't been here long enough to know much more. Most of the students seem to appreciate your abilities.
Yeah, as they should. But who doesn't?
I hate to put words in other people's mouths, but it's obvious that Gao does not favor you. Master Li has been a mediator of sorts, but Gao responds poorly to authority.
Okay, let's go back to my other questions.
I'll answer what I can.
Okay, so what do people in the capital think of, what do people from the capital think of the Empire as a whole?
It's funny, but I still want to look over my shoulder. I have to remember that we are a long way from the ears of the Lotus Assassins.
Why would you be worried about them?
They're the Emperor's personal guardians. In the Imperial City, they watch everyone and everything, looking for those who would question the course of the Empire.
Okay. Are people doing that a lot?
The Lotus Assassins visit people who ask a lot of questions. The Emperor hasn't been seen much recently. His advisors run things. They're not gentle.
Okay. What about rumors of ghosts? You heard anything about that?
There's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows, in my opinion. And try Lynn. She seems very interested in the ghosts.
Okay. Can you tell me about other places in the Empire?
I'm no map maker, but
I don't
know
get
the
out much,
basics of the
apparently.
way the Empire is laid out. What do you want to know?
Oh, okay. Why don't you tell me more about the Imperial City?
It was a beautiful place to grow up. The brightest minds, the most noble houses, all the greatest warriors gather there. It's truly the most vibrant place in the world.
You sound like you miss it.
Two Rivers is quiet, subdued. This province has a lot of rich agricultural land. Actually, fields cover pretty much everything south of the Great Southern Forest.
Okay. So what do people generally think of this area?
They consider farmers uneducated rustics, though they'd use less polite terms. They'd change their tune if they could see such a skilled tutor as Master Li out here.
Okay. Let's hear about the rest of the
The
Empire.
Empire is divided into 4 massive provinces. This area, largely agricultural, is the Golden Delta. To the north lies the Seat of Heaven, which holds the Imperial City. In the prosperous east, you can find port cities like the Phoenix Gate. To the west lie the hills of the 6 Holy Scrolls. I know little about those 2 provinces, though.
Okay. How do you like this area?
Two Rivers is quiet, subdued.
You've already told us this. Okay, let's go
I'll
back to my
answer.
other questions. Because I think that... Oh, one of the
Goodbye.
options is missing. I'll
It
talk
is
to
an
him
honor.
again.
What can I do?
Yes. Would you be interested in
It would
sparring?
be an honor.
Yes, definitely have the time. Let's begin.
Excellent. Let's find a quieter spot to spar. Once we're finished, I'll have to return here and continue my meditations.
Okay. Seeing if we get anything for beating him. Okay. Let's just go straight for the kick him in face plan. I think that's going to be our plan for a while. Maybe this would be a good point to show off our support style. So we'll just go back here and hit him a few times so you can see that we slow him. We can now switch to Legendary Strike, and that should allow us to complete the combo, although it did not. Anyway, we still killed him. We got some XP for that. We didn't kill him. We knocked him down. Definitely did not kill this person. Yes. Right. Let's grab some... Oh, there's nothing in those barrels. Okay. Well, we'll head out here. Let's go back round to where we were so that we don't miss anything on the way around. So we've learned a little bit more about the Empire from him. Let's see if we've got anything from one of these other books. Auspicious portents. Understanding the stars and the universe is a very important goal. By examining the universe, we can interpret and predict things to come. The sky is where the great dragon was said to dwell, and in his illustrious home we can see signs of his effects on creation. Of the observable phenomenon, 3 major ones are the most auspicious. Comets, the flames of heaven passing across the skies, eclipses during which the power of the gods blocks the sun for brief periods, and falling stars marking the descent of one of the celestial bureaucracy to the earth. We'll need to watch out for those. Scroll stand. Harmonic combinations. To fight without thought is suicide. The path to victory is laid out one step at a time, each ahead of your opponents. Sagacious TN. Harmonic combinations demand the use of 2 styles in rapid succession. The first must be of the class called Support, the second from the class known as Martial. Timing is key. Begin with a focused disabling attack and follow quickly with a powerful barehanded blow. The 2 actions working in concert will create a harmonic channel in the chi and wreak havoc upon your foe. You must be swift as the window to create the harmony is limited. Disable your foe, close swiftly as you change style, and strike with all available force. Let nothing stand in your way, but beware, opponents of great strength may possess the training to resist this technique, though thought will guide you to victory. Harmonic combinations will ensure journey is swift. Yes. Well, that's basically showing you how to use combos. Jin, you have anything to say to us?
Always good to see you wandering the school. You're the best among us, after all. So it makes everyone train a little harder when you're around.
I love the amount he
The tricky
praises
part
us.
is making sure we're emulating you, not hoping to take you down a peg. You should think carefully before bruising the tender egos around here.
Okay.
Oh, did I tell you to see Master Li when you have a chance? I'm not taking the blame if you forget.
Yes, you did. Right. Thank you. Let's speak to Smiling Mountain a little bit.
I thought Master Li would have your attention for the rest of the day. It is good to see you. I know you haven't had
You
much
too.
time for simple sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer.
Okay, so he's going to tell us a little bit about the morality system in a second. So we will see what he has to
I am
say about
charged
that.
with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves.
Okay, so tell me about the philosophies you mentioned.
Master Li is very strict about what is taught here, because martial skill is a pathway to great power, and that holds certain risks. It is not just good over evil. Few things in life are that simple. The common way to say it is, do you follow the way of the open palm or the closed fist?
So, he's going to tell us a little bit about the two ways. I would say our character is closer to a way of the closed fist character, but I tend not to play towards some actual morality. I tend to play towards just a kind of idea of a character and then see if that leads us anywhere where, like, whether it gives us, say, we do something to save somebody and that establishes something more about our character, then we'll just stick to that as we go on. So, why don't you tell me about the way of the open palm?
A term for the high path, or perhaps the way of restraint and harmony. Many aspire to it, but few achieve it. It is a path of resisting tyranny. Of course, the source of that tyranny varies. It is just as dangerous coming from without as within.
Give me examples.
Tyranny from external sources is easy to find and fight. Defending those who cannot defend themselves is a reasonable example. But when your abilities are so much greater than those around you, there is the temptation to set everything right by might alone. That is tyranny from within.
Yeah, so that might also be, like, our character does sound like that might be a thing that we might go into, which is actually a way of the open palm. So, it's a little bit different. Sometimes conflict cannot be avoided.
True, but that can become a convenient excuse. Eventually you may decide that even direct violence is too inefficient for someone of your strength. It is a small leap from there to enforcing your will so that the crime never takes place. Suddenly you are the oppressor, when all you wanted to do was make things right. This way of the open palm is not without its hidden dangers, despite the best of intentions.
Okay, what about the way of the closed
It is
fist?
the low path, the way of aggression and discord, a misunderstood path often misused by those who wish to justify a thuggish nature. It is not as simple as crushing your enemies or as mindless as terrorizing the weak. It is a mindset born of impatience, of imposing your will.
So what is it, if not evil?
An evil man might ignore a plea for help because he does not care, but that shows a disconnection with the world. That is not part of the way. A man on the low path might also ignore that plea, but he would do so because that person should demonstrate they are fit to survive on their own.
What's the difference? The person dies each
The
time.
difference is in the details. That same man might help if the odds are unreasonable. He might also do it to incur favor. There is thought in his actions. He is not a mindless killer, but he may let strength decide what course is best. That is why it is a dangerous path. It can so easily be misinterpreted.
Okay, so does this have any practical effect?
You are the sum of your actions. The harmony or discord that you sow will weigh on your shoulders as surely as any physical yoke. But there can be advantages. Certain forms of attack inherently lean toward one extreme or the other. They have a rhythm that resonates within you. You may find that some attacks perform better if you are more intent on causing discord. How you use this is for you to discover and decide.
Okay, so that's pretty much how the morality system works. There's some abilities that are locked off if you don't have enough of one way or another, and I believe this one works on a slider, so unlike, say, something like Mass Effect, where you'd get points towards Renegade and points towards Paragon, this one is like you'll move towards the way of the open palm or towards the way of the closed fist, so you can actually kind of stay in the middle as well, which I suspect is where we might end up. Let's go back to my previous question.
I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves.
Okay, so we've already asked about the philosophies. Let's ask him about the people around here.
Who are you interested in?
Well, I'd like to know a little bit more about Master Li.
Master Li is a private man, and I will not presume to speak for him. His interest in you surpasses the care of any master I have known. He must see great potential in you.
You don't? Why don't you tell me about Gao? Apparently he's not a very nice fellow.
I'd rather not. He is impatiently traveling the low path, and I long ago abandoned him to it. He is reckless, and he neither seeks nor wants my guidance.
Oh, okay.
As young as he is, Gao has impressive skill. Master Li has tried to restrain him, but I know how far he has gone. He wields powerful energies, but has the temper of a child.
Okay. So where did he learn this if Master Li didn't teach it to him?
Master Li has taught the base of such techniques to you and others. Mastering Qi is important for any student here, but he also demands control. Gao's father most likely tutored him. By all that I have heard, both are impatient and spoiled. They can be provoked into explosive outbursts.
Okay. So what do you know about Dawnstar?
Only what she lets me know. A very private woman, despite spending so long in the school. You probably know her as well as anyone does. She has great skill, but a reluctance to use it. If she were to let go, she could be very powerful. Perhaps that is what she fears.
Okay, and I want to ask a little bit about you.
If you wish, but only introspection reveals true insight. I used to call the trading center of Phoenix Gate my home, but I am settled here. I have nothing to go back to.
Why did you leave?
It is not important. Suffice to say that I prefer this little village to the temptations of a greater city. Enough about me. What else can I do for you?
Okay.
I am
well, if you don't want to talk more about yourself, that is fine. Just, what else does he have? Let's talk about what kind of items and additional training you sell.
Yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through a short regimen that will help them enhance their abilities.
Okay.
The lessons you learn from me, or from any trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger or better able to focus your mind or magic.
Sounds good. Show me what you have.
Let's see what you can learn.
Okay, so this is the first shop in the game. Basically, he sells us some small buffs, which are reasonably good. Cost quite a lot, takes quite a lot to actually get them all in one playthrough, but we can do that. It's not that difficult, but it takes a little bit. We're going to go back, and we're going to talk to him one last time.
I am here to serve and train.
And I'm going to see if the sparring gets us any more XP.
There are a few, but not enough for me to set up some of the more challenging matches that I'm sure you would prefer. There will be more students available later in the day when many of their exercises have concluded.
Okay, I'll spar with a single student.
Very well. I'll choose someone who is competent in one-on-one combat. This is only a practice bout, so fight until your opponent is knocked out. Get ready.
Okay. I believe you might get XP the first time you do this, but you don't get it multiple times. We'll see though. Let's get a couple of hits in. Oh yeah, this person is not very skilled. I was kind of hoping he'd drop his guard there. Just walk around and there you go. He's down. Yeah, no XP.
Very
that was
good.
fairly easy. I guess
Another
it's just for
victory
practicing.
well earned. Now, is there anything else you would like?
No, you've been very helpful. I should go.
Goodbye. I am here if you need anything.
Okay. Right, well, we'll leave him alone, and let's head up here. Oh, hello.
Typical.
Hello, Gao. What's
Oh,
up?
you're finally here to talk to Master Li, are you? I certainly hope so. The old man is in there meditating, and he won't train me until he talks to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to talk to you for a moment.
The senior student, Master Li's little lapdog, here to talk to me? My lucky, lucky day. Don't you have something more important to do?
Well, I do, but I thought we could talk. What did I do to earn this belligerence?
You don't want my answer to that question. Go talk to one of your sandal-licking friends and let them tell you I'm jealous. Try Lynn. She'll say anything to please you just to see your simpering little smile. Pathetic. Master Li wants to talk to you. Do me a favor and go talk to him. Then maybe I can actually receive some education at this school.
Okay, wow. Guess we're not going to be friends with him. Right, let's open this scroll box, see what we got inside it. Martial styles. Martial styles. Martial styles do not always access the energies of mind and body harmoniously. Sometimes imbalance is the source of their power, as it is with the Iron Palm and Viper. Each requires possession of 3 meditation scrolls that prepare the student for the forces that will be encountered. If these disciplines are attempted without complete understanding, the student risks accessing more power than the body can withstand. Knowledge of Iron Palm and Viper is not often shared, as most martial practitioners consider them to be in opposition to classical teaching. If a student happens upon one of the scrolls detailing these styles, he or she cannot and should not attempt to train in the style until gaining the possession of all 3. The most difficult and humbling step of any journey is the acceptance of one's own limitations and confronting whether the journey is possible at all. Okay, so there's a little bit of a side quest there to find all of the scrolls. The Long Drought. The Long Drought stands as one of the worst periods in Jade Empire's recent history. 10 years of scorching heat and little rainfall took their toll on the prestigious reserves of the Empire's granaries. The sages predicted that at least 3 more devastating dry years, while those in the Ministry of Harmony watched the death toll mount into the hundreds of thousands. Then, Emperor Sun Hai declared that the drought was over, and somehow it was. Though through the Emperor's divine will, green returned to our parched land and stability was restored. Okay, the Emperor is pretty powerful then, presumably. Let's go and speak to our master.
Ah, there you are, my student. I watched your bout against Jing with great pride. You have gained almost all you can from the practice arena. You are my best pupil, though you came to me an orphan. I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future?
Not really. But, I do think I should leave this place, as I am meant for great things.
Your lessons are complete. Remember these basic skills and keep them at heart. But also remember that classes are not a true measure of ability. Always be ready to learn. I recall that, as a child, you fell and bruised your arm. I comforted you, saying that small pains are part of learning, but not every setback imparts wisdom. You must be careful. Sometimes all you learn in defeat is that you have been defeated. This world is out of balance. Spirits grow restless, and you have a role to play that I have kept secret.
Oh, really? Why would you do that?
Those who announce their important destiny before they are ready tend to meet unfortunate ends. The wise only seek attention when capable of dealing with it. The people are scared. I do not have all the answers, but I know you will become very important to the fates of many. You will be called to face a great evil.
Master! Master Li!
Oh, I didn't think it would be that
What is this
quickly.
interruption? This had better be important. There is much to say.
Master, Nijo came to warn me. He saw a boat from the outlook past the fields. Strange outlaws. They fired something at him, and Kiamin was injured.
Where is she now?
Still outside the village by the outlook. Nijo couldn't carry her. Please come, Master Li. The bandits are not at the village yet, but they could arrive at any time.
We will have to continue our discussion later, my student. It appears we have more pressing matters.
Well, let me come with you. I can help fight these guys.
You will have your chance to fight soon enough. Go to Gu Jin, the weapon master. He has a weapon for you, and you will have need of it before long. On
We
your
also
way,
made a weapon
make
tutorial.
certain Dawnstar is aware
You
of
should
the
do that.
danger. Her skills have always complemented yours, so take her with you.
We also made
Prepare
a companion
yourself for a
tutorial.
potential attack while I tend to my fallen student. I will return as soon as I can. We will continue our discussion when the threat is over.
Well, I'll do that.
Good.
Okay.
The time comes when you will know all you need to. For now, keep the basics at heart.